Hello everybody, back here again for our vlog a day, and today is Tuesday the 30th, and today was a lovely, beautiful day to be alive. Got up this morning, really decent time frame, got up and around, got the dog out, wife got up and around, headed out to work, trying to get a bunch of stuff done. It's end of the month, so she has a bunch of extra stuff to get done, so she headed in fairly quickly, trying to get stuff done before the rest of the crew show up and kind of start interrupting things and all that good fun stuff. So, but yeah, I grabbed my water and my banana, headed out to the hot tub. Actually, I took a hard-boiled egg also with me, and then got out there and realized I was running low on bananas that are ripe and good to eat. And I wanted one for my run where I wanted it for breakfast. So I ate the hard-boiled egg and drank the water instead, skipped my banana, and left that banana back for my pre-run snack. So, but yeah, I went ahead, got down to the hot tub, got it basically back inside, in and out with the dog throughout the day. A little bit of stuff here and there, taking care of a few things and all that good fun stuff that comes with it. So reached out to the guys that build my garage, and he says they're supposed to be there tomorrow to install my doors. We'll see if that goes down or not, which was kind of one of those weird things where he says they're holding up because they got to get a different type of track for it, because I want the doors to go up, not straight back. And most doors, they'll go up like 4 or 5 inches, 6 inches, maybe 7, and then roll back. I want mine to go up like 3 or 4 feet before it turns back. So if I can get it, the more I can get it to go up, the better it is, the more room I have, which means that when I put my car in a lift, I can lift it up higher before it hits the door. And like my Suburban, or if I have a truck with a topper on, I won't have to back it in every single time to be able to lift it up. That way the hood will clear at the door. And if I had the full 8-foot door sticking 8 feet in, one, it blocks more light above your head, so you have like a dark spot when your door's open, which I'd be like, well, if your door's open, the sun's coming in. Now, if your door's open at night, it doesn't work. So I've seen guys actually install lights on their doors before, and they have like a plug-in when the door comes all the way open. It just like slams into the outlet, which plugs in lights. Now you have lights that are mounted, your door goes up and down, but there's no cables involved because it doesn't get power until it gets plugged in at the very top, which actually is a really cool idea. I like it, but it's just one more thing I don't want to mess with if I don't have to. So this way I won't have as much door blocking as much of my overhead lights, so it should work out nice for me that way. But yeah, hey, supposedly I paid him a $5,000 deposit like months and months, like 6, 8, 10 months ago, or it was when I made the deposit. I think it was like January, February, whatever, when I made the deposit, because he had a special order the doors because of the tracks and all that stuff. And he says they're still not in yet. They're supposed to be here Wednesday, so who the hell knows? It is what it is. But yeah, it's one of those things where I don't know, he has money because he has like employees, and he has a lot of basically equipment, a lot of toys and stuff. Shows on a big fancy truck, big fancy wheels and tires stuff. But the moment he has to pay out $1 to anybody else, whether it be concrete or even now for the building, he freaks out and like wants paid right away. And I'm like, well, the building ain't done. So when the building's done, I can pay you. You know, I have no problem with that, but the building's got to be done. You got to replace the panel and stuff that your guys damaged and whatnot, whatever. So who the hell knows? I couldn't imagine running a business this many years and being this tight on payroll and your budget and not be able to afford to buy more metal to make the next building and run it this way. I just couldn't fathom this as trying to run my business this way. Even when I was shit broke in my business, I was still able to, I had enough money back to buy more supply stuff. I wasn't hitting people up like, hey, pay me today, pay me today, pay me today. I'm like, it's been, this many months, you lied to me about when you're getting this done over and over and over again, and then you want paid the same damn day. Like, also, he showed up wanting paid for the concrete, like, literally at my house, and like, didn't even give me a heads up, didn't give me a call, text, nothing. And I had dogs here and stuff, I couldn't run the bank, so I'm like, well, I can't go to the bank with you to get cash. I don't own a checkbook, which I told you that. And you don't want to pay the fees on my credit card, so I can't pay with my credit card. And I don't have $9,200 in cash laying around my house. If you told me yesterday or stopped by tomorrow, I could have went to the bank and got the cash and it would have been no big deal. But that's not what's happening. Plus, you didn't want to carry the cash. Anyways, he went to the 5th there and he made me like follow him to the bank so he could deposit straight away because he was scared to carry the $5,000 cash deposit with him to the bank. So who the hell knows? He's kind of a weirdo, but it is what it is. So I don't know if he's unable to trust himself from not wasting the money if he gets $5,000 in cash. I have no idea. I don't know if he thinks the guys that are working with him there in the truck are going to rob him for the $5,000. I have no idea. But yeah, I still owe him 21,000 or something. So it's going to be a bunch. She'll probably have to wire transfer it and go from there, but not until I get the building repaired and get the panels replaced and all that stuff. So we'll see. What? Fucking little punk ass kids. So basically we're sending stuff, and so I was kind of dealing with that whole waiting around. I'm not sure when they're gonna show up tomorrow. Don't know if they're gonna have the right parts to even like put the doors on. So who knows, it is what it is. But yeah, went ahead and chilled out there. Was planning on going over to a little pool party thing over in Kissimmee area tonight. Wife was supposed to go with me, and she hadn't made her mind up 100% yet with work or anything. I told her, I said, I'm more than happy to have you there. If you don't want to go, I fully understand that as well. It is what it is, whatever, you know, makes you happy. So like 1 o'clock, she said she'd let me know by 2 o'clock. So about 1 o'clock, she reached out, said she really wanted to go, but wasn't sure how much stuff she'd have done at work and that. And then we kind of chatted back and forth about it. And she decided by 2 o'clock, she wasn't gonna go. She was gonna work late and all that good fun stuff. And I said, yeah, whatever makes you happy. So I went ahead and I did try and lay down and take a little nap, which I don't know if I actually even dozed off or not, but I was just kind of bored outside anyway. With just the one dog, she chases lizards, that's about it. There's no real activity. She's not a real, like, doesn't play fetch or nothing, so got a little bored day. So I laid down, watched a little Netflix, and kind of just closed my eyes off and on. And like I said, I don't know if I actually fell asleep or not, but it was nice to have a little rest and just kind of turn my brain down a little bit. So from there, got up, decided to go get my run in, got my run done. From there, got back to the house, gave myself a shower, and then about to head out. Wife asked if I'd left yet, and I said, no, I'm going to leave shortly. So I need before I go. And she goes, no, all good. So on the way out, I was like, kind of hungry, but not real bad. But I thought, you know, there's a Popeyes right down here that I don't think I've even been to yet. It's been here, I don't know, less than a year, I think. But I'm like, I'll stop at a Popeyes, grab a little sandwich or something. So roll up in there, order my chicken sandwich. I actually went with bacon and cheese, just because I never get bacon and cheese on a chicken sandwich. No big deal. Just a sandwich, no combo, no nothing. I don't know, $7-10, where the hell it was. I don't remember what it was. And I said no pickles, because they always put dill pickles on sandwich. I don't like dill pickles. And later repeated back to me, no pickles. Which was the sandwich back. I said cool. Went through, paid my money, got my food, headed out. I got about 10 minutes on the road when I was eating my sandwich. On the third bite, you could tell where they had pulled off like 2 of the pickles and left 2 of the pickles on the sandwich, which does piss me off because I still already have pickle flavoring on there, but there's clearly still 2 pickles left. Like, if you're gonna disassemble my sandwich, disassemble it completely, at least, so I can be like, hey, no pickles and no pickle juice. But I didn't, I just said no pickles. So I looked the number up on the receipt, I call them. The one's like, well, come back and we'll get you a new one. I'm like, I'm not coming back there. I said, first off, I'm already 10 minutes down, so now I'm like 12 minutes, 15 minutes down for the time of the call. So I turn out to half an hour there and back. And then I gotta wait in line again, which is another, 10 minutes or so, at least 8 minutes. So I'm 40 minutes into this round trip. Get right back where I'm at on my way to an event tonight. I'm not doing that. Like, there's no way. And she goes, what do you want to do about it? I'm like, I want like another sandwich next time I come through. And she was like, she goes, well, it doesn't even say no pickles on your receipt. And I go, well, I don't give a shit what the receipt says, because I'm not the one that typed in the receipt. I said no pickles. She said no pickles back to me. How do I know what she punched in the computer? And the woman's kind of a pain in the ass about it. Well, bring the receipt in, I guess we'll have to replace it. I'm like, or I can just never shop there again. I'm perfectly fine. It's been almost a year since I've been at your place, since you've been here, however long you've been open. And this is the first time I needed it. And I sure as shit don't want 2 chicken sandwiches back to back, 2 days apart. So went ahead, threw the pickles off, and finished eating the sandwich with a little pickle flavor in it, but wasn't the end of the world. So went ahead and chilled from there, headed on over, got to my resort, and had a friend of mine that was supposed to meet me there. And they said they'd be there about 10 minutes after I got there, my estimated ETA, and then didn't hear from him and stuff. So I was just chilling out at the pool party, just kind of having I don't know, just sitting around having a cigar, listening to music and chilling out for the day, and the evening, I guess, technically. And then I got a text and basically said they're on their way, and I'm like, okay. So another 35 minutes goes by, and they said they're like 15 minutes out, and their phone's down at 1% power, and they don't have any charger with them, so they want me to like meet them out front. I'm like, what the fuck am I? Like, what the hell? So I was like, okay. So I said, they said they'd be there in 15 minutes. So I set a timer for like 25 minutes, knowing they would never be there in 15 minutes. Went out, looked from up front, didn't see them. Went back in the party, hung out there a little bit, came back in, and they were like, I don't know, almost 2 hours late, which I don't know. They're from Miami. Apparently there's a thing. One of the guys we know, he grew up in Miami, so there's a thing called Miami time. And it means everybody's at least an hour to 3 hours late to everything. And I told my wife, I'm like, they're late to this and then again and stuff. And they're like, Miami time? And they laughed about it. I was like, maybe. I said, shit, maybe Tom's right. Maybe Miami time is an actual thing. So who the hell knows? But we got there, we hung out, we had a good time. They had a little live drag show. We watched it, had a good time with it. Chilled out in the pool, had listened to music and stuff. Got done with the drag show and that. And I was just like, I'm tired. Normally I'd hang out here a little longer and bullshit. The music was a little too loud tonight. And I don't know if they had it cranked up or probably just my ears more sensitive. I don't know which, but I said to hold it and headed on home and got home earlier than normal. Got home a little after 1:15 or something like that, I think it was. I rolled in. But I was chatting to a buddy of mine who's a cop up in Port Orange, and they got called out down to my town, which is Edgewater. They got called down there because I guess they had a pretty big crash and that DUI accident and some other stuff, and they pulled other cops in to help support the investigation and the process. So yeah, that was fun. He's talking about where I said they hadn't cleared up yet, and he's like, no, the road's still jacked up. So coming home, I went and actually paid the toll road to come home because it was going to save me some time and not getting caught in all the interstate traffic. So normally I would come a different direction, but since I already knew the road was still messed up, I just went ahead and paid the tolls and came home and saved myself. Even without the traffic, it was going to save me like 20-25 minutes, which it's worth it this time of night. And two, with the road being backed up, might have saved me hours. So hard telling how long I actually did save. But yeah, got back home, let the dog out, finished my cigar, enjoyed a little bit of YouTube out there, and came in and grabbed myself some Doritos, the snack, and my wife and I chatted for a couple minutes, and then she rolled over and back to sleep because she was exhausted. She was pretty tired, and wrapped it up and called it a night. So that's all I got for right now. I will talk to you guys tomorrow. Have yourself a safe, wonderful day. Thanks for watching.